Good morning, friends and family of YouTube. It's Travis again. A couple weeks ago, I was in Lake Lure, North Carolina on vacation and published a few videos. But now I'm back in Tennessee, and today I'm going to be hiking up Meigs Mountain Trail. But I'm actually going up to the Meigs Mountain Cemetery, also known as the Henderson Cemetery. But before we get started, I need to show you how to get here. First, if you're driving from the Maryville-Alcoa area, you will pass through the city of Townsend. And then when you come up here to the Y in the road, which is known as the Townsend Y, you will turn left going back towards Gatlinburg. Next, you're gonna turn left into Metcalf Bottoms. It's about a 12 to 13 minute drive from the Townsend Y. And then you will want to turn right into the parking area. And don't forget to get your parking tag while you're here. Parking tag is required if you're going to park more than 15 minutes in the Smoky Mountain National Park. I believe it's $7 for the day, $15 for the week. That you get both of those at that machine. And then if you go online, you can actually get a annual pass for 40 bucks, which is what I have. You'll want to drive all the way back here to as far back in this parking area as you can, because that'll be closest to the trailhead. All right, and from the parking area, you're gonna head this way. You'll see a path, because we actually have to walk down here on the road for just a little bit to get to this trailhead, because there is no parking there. And just make sure to stay in the grass. Do not walk on the road, because this is a very congested area and you could get hit by a car very, very easily. Alright, so you want to come over here to where these rocks are at. And this is actually the beginning of the trailhead. All right, so now that you're here, we're gonna head on up the trail. As you saw from the sign, it's about 3.3 miles on Curry Mountain to get up to Meigs Mountain. So we'll head up there, and then we break off to the right, just a little ways down the trail. Total distance, probably gonna be about 7 miles round trip. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here is the second water crossing that I've come up to at this point. Not much, but a little bit. All right, so this is about the fourth tree that I've come across so far that has fallen over the trail. Not that horrible, but still kind of a nuisance. All right, so here's another decent little stream that we have to go across, but not too bad. All right, so this one presents a little bit more of a challenge. Probably go the long way around, climb over this, or go under. I'm gonna try going under. I had to take my backpack off. There's just not enough clearance here. Ugh. Again, manageable, but still a pain. All right, a few more trees down. these are a little easier to get around and over, but still there. So it just makes the trek a little bit harder, but not too bad so far. Here's a spot on the trail. It's got a decent view of the mountains in the background. Probably one of the best I've seen so far. All right, so we're coming up here on the intersection of Curry Mountain, which is what we just hiked, which was 3.3 miles, and Meigs Mountain Trail, which, as you can see, that's 4.5. So this is definitely the fastest and closest way to get here. And through the magic of video editing, it looks like it only took me a few minutes to get to this point, but actually it took me right at about an hour and a half. So just keep that in mind. This is a pretty decent hike. So this is where we came from, and we're going to veer off this direction. And I don't think it's that far to get to the cemetery, but I'll let you know how long it actually takes to get there here shortly. All right, so the Henderson family homestead apparently is off in this direction somewhere, or at least what's left of it. I think it's like maybe just a chimney from what I've seen online. And I have never been there, and I really wanted to do that today, but I'm gonna wait until this winter when it's colder and I don't have to worry about snakes. I don't have to worry about yellow jackets and hornets. And usually I don't have to really worry about ticks as bad either. So I'm going to use my better judgment, stay on the trail, not wander off. We'll save that for later this year when the visibility's better too, because it's so green right now. It's really hard to see more than about 25, 30 feet off the trail. So anyway, we will try that piece of it again later, hopefully late fall, maybe early winter time. All right, so it's literally about a 5-6 minute walk, and from the intersection back there of Curry Mountain and Meigs Mountain, and of course we were currently on Meigs Mountain, and you'll see the little trail that veers off to the right. And this is the Meigs Mountain Cemetery, also known as the Henderson Cemetery. And you're going to be able to see some of the gravestones there in the middle, fairly old. I'm trying to be respectful here and make sure that I'm not walking on any of these graves, but unfortunately, it looks like there's only certain areas that I can walk that's not out in the where it's overgrown. But you can see some of these are just stones that were used as markers. So several of them. And here's one. Here's some more. And then some off in a distance. And I think there's only maybe a couple here that are actually readable. So this one is Polly Husky, born October 23rd, 1866, died January 12th, 1909. Here's another one. That one doesn't have anything on it. This one says infant son of L.M. and Lily Husky. And I think those are about the only two in here that you can actually read. They're newer, of course, but let me do a quick count. We'll see how many headstones there are. All right, so I did count about 25 headstones here in the cemetery. I don't know if that's an official count or actual is the best I could do. A lot of these are overgrown, and they're basically just rocks that have been set up that don't have any writing on them other than the two back in the back that I mentioned earlier. But again, that is Meigs Mountain Cemetery, also known as Henderson Cemetery. Took me about an hour and 45 minutes to get up here, so about 3.5 hours round trip. So not an easy place to get to for sure. But hopefully, if this is a place you've been curious about and you wanted to know how to get here, this will definitely help. If you like the video, please go ahead and hit the like button. I'd also go ahead and ask you hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. It'll just give you a notification the next time I put out another video. But until next time, just keep walking.